Hey everyone, I'm going to talk about how math relates to the hotel industry. So, we all go to hotels, but none of us really understand the non traditional way that hotels do make their profit. And one of the common ways to assess this is using a break even analysis, which considers multiple factors the costs, the revenue, and the amount of units we need to sell. So, let's just dive into this. Let's say we have the Pi Plaza Hotel, where each night per room we need $8 in cleaning fees, $7 in utilities, $10 in room attendant fees or room attendant wages, $2 in credit card commissions, and $3 in complimentary pie. This puts our variable costs at $30. And the reason why I call it variable costs is because these are costs that vary based on supply and demand in the market. This is different from fixed costs, which I'll go over in a second. So the second thing we have to consider now is our revenue. So let's say we charge per room per stay $100. So $100 is our revenue per unit sold. And $30 are variable costs per unit sold. So our contribution margin, which I'll call CM, is revenue per unit sold minus the variable costs for that unit. So our contribution margin is 100 minus 30, which puts us at $70. So now we've considered our variable costs, which are, I'd say, half our costs, and our revenue. But now we still need to consider our fixed costs, which I will call FC. So let's say the Pi Plaza Hotel pays $500,000 in rent, $300,000 in salaries, $50,000 in maintenance, $30,000 in insurance, and $20,000 in marketing. This puts our fixed costs at $900,000 per year. So one noticeable thing is the variable costs and revenue are calculated per unit sold, which is per night, since we're talking about a hotel, and the fixed costs are for the entire year, meaning we can't combine these two. So the way we actually look at them is on a graph. So let me just open the graph here, and I'm gonna draw our regular plane, and I'm gonna call our horizontal axis units sold, and our vertical axis dollars. So the first thing that we can go ahead and do is draw a line for a contribution margin. So I'm gonna label it CM, and because we make $70 per unit sold, which is our contribution margin, it's a line of slope 70 touching the origin. So it's y equals 70x is our contribution margin. And because fixed costs do not change, they have a slope of 0, we can draw another line, a horizontal line, to represent our fixed costs at y equals 900,000, horizontal line. We'll call it FC. So the point where these lines intersect right here is called our break-even point. And what it means is the amount of units that we sell to reach this point will actually compensate for our costs, both fixed and variable, perfectly. So we will result in $0, no negative and no positive for that entire year of sales. If we land up in units sold in this, what we'll call the red zone, we will make a loss, because we will take our contribution margin and subtract it from our fixed costs, and will result in a negative number. But if we land in our green zone, we'll make a profit, because our contribution margin minus our fixed costs will result in a positive number. So let's just go ahead and solve for our break-even point right here. So I'm going to set 70x to 900,000, just setting the two lines equal. And we get x equals about 12,857 units sold. But this is per year. So if we divide that by 12, we're going to get about 1,071 units per month, which is 35 units, or around 35 units every day. So how does this actually help us when we're running a hotel? If we need to sell 35 units a day, at the very minimum, we need 35 rooms in Pi Plaza Hotel. But these 35 rooms would need to be occupied at all times throughout the entire year, every single night, which is impractical. So let's say we had a hotel, Pi Plaza Hotel, which had 50 rooms. This is reasonable. And these 50 rooms, if we had 50 rooms, we would be generating profit if we sold all of them or anything above 35 for the entire year. But we only need 70% of them being occupied in the entire year to break even. So this 70% is what is called an occupancy rate for a hotel, and it generally helps the hotel project if they're going to make a profit or a loss in that year of selling rooms. And this entire analysis, using math obviously, helps a hotel owner manage their marketing fees, the amount of rooms they actually have on site, and hosting big events like the Mu Alpha Theta convention, to help them handle their business so that they don't lose money in that entire year of selling. Thank you.